Assalamu alaikum students. In this lesson I will describe about the disorders of gut, but first I will explain about the human digestive system that starts from the oral cavity. So here are salivary glands. Here is a food tube, that is esophagus. Here is liver. Here is stomach. Here is gallbladder, common bile duct, pancreas and pancreatic duct, cecum, finger-like appendix, colon, small intestine, this is large intestine, here is rectum and here is anus. So I have discussed briefly about human digestive system. So first I will explain about diarrhea, which is a condition in which the patient has a frequent watery, loose bowel movements. This condition may be accompanied by abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting. It occurs when required water is not absorbed in blood from colon. So here are the symptoms and signs of diarrhea: dizziness, nausea, abdominal cramps, headache, diarrhea, fever, vomiting, dehydration, cramping, abdominal pain, and bloating. The main cause of diarrhea include lack of adequate safe water. Diarrhea is also caused by viral or bacterial infections of large intestine. If sufficient food and water is available, the patient of diarrhea recovers in few days. However, for malnourished individuals, diarrhea can be severe dehydration and can becoming life-threatening. The treatment for diarrhea involves consuming adequate amount of water to replace the loss, and the water is mixed with essential salts, and some amounts of water to replace the loss is mixed with adequate amounts of nutrients. So here is a nutrient pack, and it has been written on this pack that it is for the treatment of dehydration due to diarrhea and vomiting. So if you are suffering from diarrhea, you can take this nutrient pack with clean water. Antibiotics may be required if diarrhea is due to bacterial infection. Prevention of diarrhea include taking clean water and essential salts, eating regularly, and taking hygienic measures. Next is constipation, and it is a condition where a person experiences hard feces that are difficult to remove from the body. The main causes of constipation include excessive absorption of water through colon and insufficient intake of dietary fibers. If your daily diet lacks this sufficient dietary fiber, that is isopole husk, then you may suffer from the disease, that is constipation. The constipation occurs due to the dehydration and uses of medicines, those containing iron, calcium, and aluminium, and due to the tumors in rectum or anus. So the treatment of constipation is with a change in dietary and exercise habits. The medicines called laxatives, for example, paraffin, are used for the treatment. Constipation is usually easier to prevent than to treat. So one should take the required quantities of water and dietary fibers. And now I will describe about the ulcer. Ulcer, that is peptic ulcer, is a sore in the inner wall of the gut, and this sore may present in esophagus, duodenum or stomach. In gastric ulcer, the acidic gastric juice gradually breaks down the tissue of the inner wall. Ulcer of stomach is called gastric ulcer. The cause of this ulcer include excess acid infection, long-term use of anti-inflammatory medicines, which are aspirin and many others, smoking, drinking coffee, colas and spicy food. So these are the causes of ulcer. And now I am going to explain the signs and symptoms of ulcer that include abdominal pain or abdominal burning after meals or at midnight. Severe ulcers may cause abdominal pain, rush of saliva after an episode of regurgitation, nausea, loss of appetite, and weight loss. Ulcer is treated with medicines which neutralize the acidic effects of gastric juice. Spicy, acidic foods and smoking should be avoided as preventive measures. If you are adding these spices and condiments in your food, then you may suffer from ulcer. So avoid the use of these spicy materials. On this medicine pack, it has been written that it is an acid reducer. So you may take this medicine if you are suffering from ulcer with the prescription of doctor. This is ibuprofen and it is used to treat inflammation. And if you are using this medicine for long term, then it may cause ulcer. On this medicine pack, it is written that it can be used to treat heartburn, indigestion, constipation, ulcer, hyperacidity, and abdominal pain. So if you want to treat ulcer, then you should avoid the use of spicy foods and smoking and acidic foods. And if you are suffering, then use these medicines or use that medicines that can reduce acidity, because excessive acid can destroy the inner wall of your gut. And now it's time to discuss the home tasks for the day 2. You have to read and memorize the concepts of textbook pages 163 to 166. You have to solve the exercise MCQs questions from textbook pages 167 to 168. You have to write the role of liver. You have to write about the symptoms, causes and treatments of diarrhea, constipation and ulcer. Thank you and have a nice day.